Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the JDC West 2023 Business Technology presentation, sponsored by Nutrien. Before starting today, the JDC West Organizing Committee would like to make a land acknowledgement. The University of Saskatchewan campus is located on Treaty 6 territory and the traditional homeland of the Métis. We pay our respect to the First Nations and Métis ancestors of this place and reaffirm our relationship to one another. We pledge ourselves to create a competition that celebrates the diverse cultures and history of this land. Thank you to our judges. From left to right, we've got Scott Cheston, Jesse Weeb, Andrew Smith, Anna Terveas, and Johannes Lindenbaum. My name is Matthew, and I will be the academic moderator for today's presentation. Competitors will have a maximum of 20 minutes to present immediately following the presentation. Judges will have a total of 5 minutes to ask the presenters questions. Our academic timekeeper, Amisha, in the back right-hand corner there, will hold up timing cues throughout the presentation and the question period. Judges will indicate their intent to ask a question through raising their hand, and I, the presentation moderator, will call upon them to ask their question. Once the question period is concluded, the delegates will be escorted to leave the room. No questions or comments will be permitted from the audience at any time. Please ensure that your cell phones are turned to silent and there's no talking amongst yourselves or signaling to the competitors throughout their presentation. Competitors, you are now free to begin your presentation.
Being visionaries. That is what construction is all about. Construction is a complex area. Building something from the ground up takes a lot of time, and technologies such as augmented reality are supporting this process. Your company has been doing this for years by creating products that have been revolutionizing this industry. We are CAP Consulting. This is Alex, I'm Preet, and this is Cindy, and we are here to explain how you can continue to grow your current product line.
Thanks, Preet. Going over our executive summary, the challenge that we identified is how can my construction compliance improve its turnovers in the construction industry through digital innovation while keeping costs under budget. And the 3 key objectives that we identified for you today is firstly, you want to lower your costs. Secondly, you want to improve safety and productivity of the contractors. Thirdly, you want to utilize digital innovation. And with that, we came up with our solution, RAT, Reward, Analytics, and Training, where you will be able to develop a reward program, as well as using analytics and AR training modules, where you will realize an MPV of 9.4 million, as well as a 50% ROI by the end of 2025, while improving productivity. For our company analysis, we know that you as a company is innovative and creative, and you have technology proven to lower the incident rates, while ensuring 100% of workers have up-to-date training. And lastly, your software is easy to use. Some areas of advancement that we identified for you is you can potentially grow in size and serve more customers. You can also increase revenue through economics of skills, as well as implement the 4 key technology, including big data. As for the industry analysis, the opportunities that we identified for you today is the construction industry is one of the world's largest economic sectors, and there's increasing in trend in innovation as well as efficiency, and there's a need for product enhancement technology due to the increase in labor and manufacturing costs. Moving on to threats, the labor productivity growth is still low due to injuries and fatalities, as well as there's a poor project management, and there's an increased trends in the material costs. As for our stakeholder analysis, there are 3 main stakeholders that we identified for your company. Firstly is the construction companies that you are working with. They want to increase their workers' productivity as well as increase the turnover rates. As for contractors, they want satisfaction and they want to ensure their own safety. As for the CEO of your company, you want to continue being the industry disruptors as well as remaining profitable. We believe construction company is your most important stakeholders because they're your major customers that's going to be using your technology. Just a reiteration of our problem statement, how can my construction compliance improve turnover rates in the construction industry through digital innovation while keeping costs under budget. As for our decision criteria, the first is on cost, because we understand that you have a $5 million budget, and secondly is employee health and productivity, and thirdly is digital innovation. Now I'll pass it off to Preet to talk about our alternatives and why our solution is the best.
So thank you so much, Cindy. The first alternative that we have to present is what we recommend as a solution, RAT. R stands for creating a rewards program, A, introducing analytics and expanding this within the product, and T, creating augmented reality training modules. Number one, we think a great place to start is to create a rewards-based software program where you can allow different construction companies to create a base where employees can log in and get rewards from essentially going about their construction roles and making sure that they complete their compliance. An example of this is a construction worker that can go in and make sure that they report any safety hazards or complete their training modules. Based on this, they would get rewards, and these would translate into tangible rewards afterwards as well. In terms of analytics, you can grow your current analytic dashboarding and incorporate this with the rewards. Your managers can then use this analytics feature and grow their own insights within the business. In terms of augmented reality, this is the most exciting part that we are excited to introduce for our solution. You can use augmented reality to increase the training modules that are available to construction workers. Currently, workers are using basic software programs where they go onto their laptop and look at how different modeling is processed. What if you could actually put on a headset and go into the field and see how this comes to play? This is what we recommend. In terms of the advantages, this is a low-cost investment at the start. It'll grow from phase 1 with the rewards program, which is easy to implement. It'll go into phase 2 then with the augmented reality component. For the other alternatives, another option is to create a construction visualization software. We agree that this sounds exciting. If many of you here watch HGTV, you know that when you go in and see how a renovation takes place, you'll be able to visualize how that happens. Well, this is a great innovation. However, it's not cost effective within your current $5 million budget. And so this is why we believe this is not a great alternative with your current proposition. The third alternative is to expand your hiring software. For this, you can go about continuing your existing project of creating a LinkedIn for construction workers. You've already started this project, but we're looking to bring it back since it was on the back burner previously. You could continue this and create a platform where construction workers can log in and upload their documents and allow companies to reach out to them. This would align with your original strategy and be a low-cost investment since you can grow your existing software expertise. However, it's not helping you revolutionize in the industry. We know that this is a priority for you, and we want you to grow beyond. So we don't think this is a great option. Going into our matrix itself, again, to reiterate, we believe our solution is the best because number one, cost is feasible, and we'll show that in our implementation itself. Number two, employee health and productivity is satisfied as well. With the training modules, their health and safety is addressed because they'll be trained more effectively. With the rewards program, they'll be more engaged, and that'll help with the labor shortage issue currently in the market. And then again, digital innovation, we'll walk through how augmented reality can support you in growing your product line. Now going into the solution, how this works. Number one, phase 1, the rewards program itself. We recommend using your existing Smart Badge and your IoT system to track employee certifications and look at how compliance works on that side. You can go about rewarding this based on how they go about completing their requirements based on the role. You can use near-field communication technology, NFC, to monitor their activity. This is already in place within your existing product, so it's not an expansive development. Number two, you can create reports that can be used by different managers to see how employees are doing, and this can allow them to create insights further on as well. And then again, you can link your reward points to local businesses. This is a key component within our current state analysis, and we'll be discussing this shortly. You can connect with local businesses and integrate them into the reward platform itself. For example, if Subway is a prime partner within your area, you can partner with them to create coupons and gift cards for those employees based on how many rewards they get. Now, another component of phase 1 is the actual analytics part. Big data is a key field within technology, and we believe you can utilize this to grow this current product. You can incorporate automatic trend analysis into the rewards platform so that managers don't have to look through which employees are doing the best and spend their time into analyzing those key details. We can introduce automated analysis into this area by essentially creating automatic analysis in this area and creating a dashboard. We can introduce gamification to increase productivity for your construction workers. We can also add notifications in terms of what managers are looking to look at. So, for example, if a manager is really invested in how current safety metrics are going, they can add different flags on that within the rewards app and see which employees are actively involved in this and have been supporting any safety initiatives. Now, the third part of our solution is the actual phase 2 part. We recommend using augmented reality and to create training modules based on that as well. You can use different engines such as Unity to create training modules that employees can use to get trained on specific areas. This involves collaborating with compliance experts to make sure that your training modules are accurate. We recognize that a big gap within this area is actually knowing what type of training to create, and so we believe this is a key component to look at how you can collaborate with industry experts. After you create these modules, you can sell them on a subscription basis and make sure that they're compatible on different AR devices. Prime examples include the Microsoft HoloLens 2 and Oculus. Now going into how the rewards program will work at a quick summary. Number 1, if you're on a rewards app, you'll be creating an employee profile. If I'm a construction worker, I'll create a profile, I'll upload my different certifications, my role, and my area. As I go about completing different certifications, creating different incident reports, and essentially being an incredible employee, you'll collect rewards and work towards learning, growing at the top of the leadership board for the analytics themselves. After this, it will transfer into actual tangible rewards for your workers, as I mentioned with the subway example. Now going to the actual augmented reality component. This is the most exciting part, and we believe you need to grow into this since a key component of R&D is required and a bit of time as well. We want this to loop into your existing orientation software that already exists. For your current orientation software, it provides a place where different employers for construction companies can go about creating software modules, and employees can log in and complete those, and that'll be saved. If you just use the HoloLens and the augmented reality modules, this can be fed into the same dashboard. It's just a different mode of transporting the training itself. For the subscription and the pricing, we've placed it at $2,500 per year, and we'll explain this further in the financials as well. Overall, we think this will be disruptive in the industry because you're using a booming technology to grow in this area. Augmented reality has already been used in the medical field and engineering already in terms of allowing companies to adjust with the way training is delivered and change the definition of what is hands-on. Within construction, if you provide this as a tech company, this will be incredible for your product offering over the next 3 years. Going into the implementation timeline itself and when this would take place, number 1, a current state analysis. We need to look at where your current product offering sits and how you can introduce augmented reality. Again, we're not actually providing any headsets. You would be working on the modules themselves and the training modules within augmented reality. Number 2, so we want to develop the reward app itself, so that would be the beta version. This would take place between Q1 and Q2 of 2023, so the current year. The deployment of the beta version will be key going forward because you need to see how this is received by your clients in the future. This will take place within Q3 and Q4 of this current year as well. The analytics component will come shortly afterwards. Once the beta version is deployed, you can use the data that's collected from that to see how analytics can be integrated. By using your current real-time data that's coming in, you'll be able to get actual insights on how the analytics portion can work. Afterwards, you would go about the full release itself, and that would take place in 2024. The R&D for the augmented reality solution would take place the next year as well, and we believe a significant amount of time is required to invest in this. As I previously mentioned, different augmented reality development engines can be used to create the training modules themselves. Unity is a prime example that's already being used for game development over VR and AR headsets. And then afterwards, we recommend connecting with compliance experts. It's important to know what type of training is required before you actually create the training modules themselves. So this is a key component within our year 2 and year 3 implementation. After that discussion is completed and you connect with the compliance experts, you go about actually creating those and continuing those conversations along the way. After that, you would actually deploy it and again, look at your KPIs to see how that's received by your clients. So that's in years 2 and 3. Now to go into the financials and how this would work with the way we price the subscription model for the augmented reality training modules and the rewards program, I'll pass on to Alex.
All right, so here are some financials that you guys can dig. So we broke it down into a simple 3-year cost-benefit analysis. So for under the people category, this has to do with the change management required to make our solution come to life. We don't necessarily have a benefits cost for the employees that will be hired, but through building an in-house development team, you will be able to support projects now and in the future. And the cost over the 3 years of hiring about 10 developers will be $1.85 million. And for the technology, this benefit includes the revenue earned from our subscription model, which is $2,500 per customer. And we expect that this will start at the base year of estimate of 100 clients to 1,000 clients to 5,000 clients. We expect rapid growth here. So with this model, over 3 years, you will see $13.25 million in revenue. And the cost here is the cost of developing an R&D of our various products that we are adding to your product line. And so this will, in total, give you a net present value of $9.4 million and an ROI of 50%. And now looking at risks and mitigations, the first risk we identified is that perhaps construction companies and construction workers will be hesitant to adopt the technology. And so to work around this, right, the workers, they don't want to be the ones who have to go in the app, set up the training modules, set up all the setup processes, right? They just want to be able to go on the app and see the information that they need, right? They don't want to have to read into the analytics. They don't have to generate the reports on their own. This is all provided for them by the work that the software developers will be doing. So therefore, the insights will be readily available and easy for the employees to use. The second risk we identified is potential issues with compliance upkeep. Compliance may change year to year. New factors might be introduced in the future. So to mitigate this, the current 3-year budget allocates enough money to reach out to these experts that we want to reach out to and establish the base compliance that we'll have at the beginning. But then the revenues earned from the softwares and the products that you guys will be providing will then be able to support growth in compliance in the future and to update the current records. And the third risk we identified is that construction contractors may not be incentivized. They might not find the rewards interesting at all. Through the work that they're doing, they'll be able to earn reward points, and through, which we'll mention later, employee satisfaction surveys, they will be able to also include recommendations for rewards that they are interested in receiving. Therefore, you could modify this on the go to give them incentives that they are actually looking forward to. And now looking at KPIs, the first KPI we identified is employee satisfaction. We will be taking a base stat during the current state analysis, and from then we would like to achieve a employee satisfaction score of 95% over the 3 years of the project. The second KPI that we identified is employee turnover rate reduction, right? So currently there's high turnover rate in the industry, and through the software, your client bases, they will see a reduction in turnover rate of 90%. Again, this will be ongoing over the 3 years. And the last KPI that we identified is reduction in safety hazard events, right? So through, again, the reward program incentivizing individuals to report safety events and to practice safe construction practices, we also will have a reduction in 90% from the base value that we originally get. So, I guess in conclusion, again, the challenge: how can my construction compliance improve turnovers in the construction industry through digital innovation while staying under the $5 million budget constraint? And to do this, we identified 3 main areas, which is one, again, to stay within the budget, so reduce costs where possible, to improve safety and the productivity of contractors, as well as utilizing digital innovation. And again, to do this, we'll be using our project RAT, Rewards, Analytics, and Training, which is comprised of a rewards program which will also include providing analytical insights for your clients, as well as the introduction of AR training modules in the future, which will then allow your company to realize a net present value of $9.4 million and a ROI of 50% by 2025. So again, you guys are industry disruptors. This is just setting the framework for you guys to disrupt it further, and with the revenues you will gain here, you will be able to continue to grow and continue to disrupt the construction industry.
The revenue, 13.5 million there, what are your assumptions going into that number?
Right, so the assumptions, we used a 10% discount rate, and again, the subscription, this is purely based off the subscription price of the software, which will include the analytics and the AR modules. So we priced this at $2,500. And again, we assume in the first year that you have a smaller client base of 100 users, and that you will rapidly grow within the first year to 1,000 clients, and even more rapidly in the next year to 5,000 clients. And so this is where we got that revenue from.
And just to be clear, $2,500 is for the whole firm to have it, for all of their employees?
Correct, yeah.
So I need 5,000 firms.
Correct, yeah.
Who is paying local businesses for the rewards points that the contract would accumulate?
Yeah, in terms of the local businesses, we believe this is a separate component that's distinct from your functionality as a tech firm. In terms of seeing how these partnerships will take place, that's where we would come in and look at the current state analysis. So that's what we've reserved the first 2 quarters of 2023 for. We'll go into current state analysis and look at which local businesses are available and how you can partner with them. As I mentioned, Subway was a big one. That's something that a consulting firm would look at. Another example could be co-op if you wanted to provide other type of benefits to your, clients through the rewards app itself. But again, this wouldn't be your prime functionality as a tech firm.
Could you come up with that $2,500 year subscription fee? I'm just wondering what your approach is.
Yeah, sure. So we noticed that similar companies in the industry had realized profits of $500K within the last couple of years, and we assumed that this product will at least account for 50% of your revenues within the first year. So we just divided that by the 100 firms. We priced it at $2,500 and kept that onwards for the years to come.
Your recommendation is effectively 3 different developments in 2 phases. Can you talk a bit about headcount and the hire the kind of split? Like the software developer that's going to develop augmented reality is very different.
Yeah, exactly. So right now, as you mentioned, we have 4 developers that are available to go about this product development. We've made sure that the rewards and analytics program is honestly one project in itself that would start as the phase 1. Since you already have the current technical infrastructure to create that type of app with your existing products, the rewards program can be developed within the first year and a half based on your 4 developers that are already there. Of course, to create an app itself, you don't just need developers, you also need product managers, you also need the business themselves to see how this would be realized. And so this would be encapsulated within the current state analysis again, and also just the expertise of the developers from your existing products. In terms of the augmented reality component itself, that's where the compliance experts will come in because further personnel are needed to grow in this further innovative area. We want to be disruptors in this industry, and so that's where that would grow. And of course, we can't dive into it right away. You need to grow into it slowly. And so that's why we have phase 1 and phase 2 for how your product line will develop over the next 3 years.
Can you talk to us a little bit about how you plan on marketing your product? Are you trying to market to new clients or to the existing client base, and how should you go marketing that?
All right. Yeah, so we will be marketing, again, to new clients. So we are under the assumption of 100 clients within the first year, and through the results generated from that first group, within the next year, we will be able to reach out to more of the current client base within Western Canada and see their interest. And we are also under the assumption that This will 10x from the first year to 1,000 clients in the next year. And then potential to go to 5,000 would be, as you guys mentioned, you're looking to potentially go to southern Ontario or even Quebec, right? We would look for those clients there as well.
Your presentation for coming out today. You may exit the room at this time.